Information has never been more readily available, but with misinformation and conflicting advice over what we should and shouldn't eat, it's no wonder consumers are confused. We asked the College of Medicine's Dr. Michael Dixon what's healthy and what's hype.
We're, assailed by a headline one day saying eat 5 tomatoes a day, and the next day a headline saying tomatoes will kill you in 5 years, and it becomes really confusing.
A litre a day. I think that's still a lot.
Isn't the recommended amount 2 litres?
I have a litre water bottle. I would probably fill it up maybe 4 or 5 times a day.
In terms of water intake, we should all take a bit more water. It's about common sense, really. Are you thirsty? If you're thirsty, then you're probably 20 or 30% dehydrated, and you probably need to take more fluid.
I would say at least 2 to 3 different types of vegetables or fruit.
5 a day, they say.
More fruit than veg.
I'm all fruit because it's sugary.
5 is better than nothing. 10 is probably what we should actually be aiming for, because we know that fruit and vegetables not only have so much in the way of necessary nutrients, but also they provide the fibre that we need. One of my patients once said, if I eat fruit gums, is that part of my 5 a day? And the answer is absolutely not.
The scientific jury is out, but I fast twice a week.
No, I don't think that fasting is healthy.
Yes, I fast every week. Yeah, I'll either do a 20-hour and then a 4-hour window, or I'll try and hit like a 36 or 48.
Certainly, some of these new fasting diets seem to work really well for some people. There is quite a lot of logic to it, and also there is some very early evidence suggesting that intermittent fasting probably helps your biome as well. We already fast anyway, that's why we have our breakfast.
Meat in general is very bad for you. I mean, it's up towards smoking.
I think it's also important to have a bit of meat. I think a vegetarian plant-based diet is healthier.
No, because we're omnivores.
I find myself repeatedly being drawn to the vegan aisle in supermarkets, and I don't know why that is, but I'm like, oh, that looks tasty, and then I realise it's vegan.
I do understand when people have principles about eating meat in terms of animals and having to kill animals and the religions. And I think the reason why meats got such a bad name over the years is because on the whole we're eating bad meat. We do know that fatty processed meat is bad for you, and you should keep that to a minimum.
Salt is not good for you.
I think salt is good for you.
I eat quite a lot of salt, and it doesn't, maybe I'm dead inside.
Salt is necessary, but it's obviously the measure of salt.
Without salt, I don't want that food.
You can't live without salt. I mean, salt, if it didn't take any salt, we'd be dead. The amount of salt we have in our food, natural food, is the right amount. The problem with salt is when you add masses at the table.
Sugar would be the worst.
It's sugar and carbs. Fat's great.
I would say that fat sugar is probably worse for you. I like a bit of carbs.
Fat and carbs you need. Sugar, I don't think you necessarily need.
We've swung from you mustn't eat fats to now we mustn't eat sugar. This fat-sugar thing, it almost sounds like politics, doesn't it? But natural fat is probably good for you. It's necessary. Again, it's a bit like salt. You can't not have some because you've got to feed the brain and all the rest of it. But sugar, I think, is slightly different, because I think we really do know that refined sugars are not good. In fact, the cholesterol content in your blood is much more related to the amount of sugars and carbohydrate you take than the fats that you take in. And that's why the College of Medicine feels that we really do now need this centre ground of some really clear messages of what really is good eating, and also some messages about the things that we still don't know.